Esther, and this is Fouch Family Off Grid. It's time for another quick informational video. Today we're going to tell you 5 things about our rocket mass heater. If you missed the original full-length demonstration of our rocket mass heater, I'll give you a link right here. Enjoy.
The short answer is no. So this hasn't been burned in about 24 hours. And even if I get this good and going out in the room, as soon as it goes right there, that fire is burning upside down. And the smoke is all going down. Upside down fire. If the mass is warm, then there is always a draft going through there. That's why you have to close up the bricks on the feed tube tight so that you're not constantly pulling air from the room through the entire unit. Only during a cold start, meaning that the mass is totally cold, would you really have a problem with backflow. So there's a couple of things that we've done to prevent that. Right next to our chimney, there's a clean out, and that clean out can be used as a priming port. So the only time that I've ever had to prime this in order to get it to go the right direction is when the cob was still wet. Since then, since everything's been dry, I haven't used that priming port. So what you would do is you would burn a little bit of paper in the bottom of the chimney so that you have a little bit of a draft going up the chimney, and that would get it going the right direction. This particular mass heater weighs, this is not scientific, but right around 3,000 pounds. So that is not suitable for any wood framed floor, I would say. It's recommended, and it's sort of detailed out in Ernie and Erica Weisner's book, how to go past a wood floor and create a foundation for a rocket mass heater with a wood floor around it. This particular heater could have been lighter or smaller. You can size them however you want, but it is going to be really difficult to have proper support under that thermal mass on a wood floor. So the size of our house is 892 square feet. Whether this works in your house is completely dependent upon your situation. Our insulation in the roof is about an R50. The insulation in the walls is about an R30. Upstairs, it stays really nice and comfortable even through the night. High 60s overnight. Downstairs, it does get a little cooler in the coldest part of the day, meaning overnight. Lower 60s, I would say. That may give you some idea of how this works for us. It does help to be very well insulated, or else you're going to get a greater temperature gradient, I guess, through the day. We do have issues with temperature stratification, meaning that the upstairs gets really pretty hot while the fire is burning, much hotter than it is downstairs. But that's just something that we've sort of learned to work around, and I'm sure that there are steps that can be taken to spread the heat out more evenly down here. We're just judging by comfort, and we have rarely woken up in the morning thinking, it is too cold, we have to start a fire right now. So it's doing its job. Adding cob up around the barrel would slow down some of that radiant heat that we get off of the barrel, the intense heat. And a lot of pictures of rocket mass heaters, you know, they do have that. A lot of them have chosen to go up around the barrel and glean more heat into a thermal mass. I've made the decision here to make ours completely serviceable. We can take the barrel off if we want to replace the barrel, if it's degrading over time, or if we find a nice clean looking barrel instead of this dented up one. Also for repairs and servicing the thing, I wanted to be able to get into it. So that's why we're not putting cob in direct contact with the barrel. The other thing about putting cob around the metal parts is that you have to have an expansion joint there. The metal expands and contracts, and the cob more or less doesn't. So if you have cob built right up around metal parts, when that metal expands, it will crack the cob, unless you take certain precautions like firing it while it's wet so that it pushes it out to its extreme, or putting in like a fiberglass expansion joint in there. So all sorts of reasons to have a clear barrel. When we go and finish this unit, we are going to build mass, bring that back further around the barrel, but at a distance. So that'll still glean some heat off of the barrel and store it in the thermal mass. We do have a cold air vent that comes into our house. That is mostly used during the summer to pull cool air from the cold side of the house in, but we don't use it for an air source for the rocket mass heater. It is better, in our experience, to go ahead and let some of those drafts around the doors and anywhere else that there might be a draft happen, and that helps the indoor air quality because it exchanges the air in the room.
Also, a couple of people asked to see the chimney, to see how much smoke is coming out of the chimney, and I actually did take footage of that at the time and didn't include it in the main video, so here it is.
All right, fire's pretty rocking. We'll walk outside and we will check out the chimney. What's the chimney doing right now? There is nothing coming off of that except steam because it's raining on the cap, but not smoky.
I'm doing this.
Just where it was needed.
Now I am king again. And in the name of the kingship, you are now officially arrested. I'm kidding. You will be rewarded as heroes of the kingdom. After you get a pie on the face. Flam, flam, flam.
That's very delicious. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Mm.
Oh.